Hello students, myself Amrita Dhar, Assistant Professor of Electrical Engineering Department of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, JIS Group. I will teach you Power System 1.
In this video, I will discuss about performance of long transmission line. This topic is included in Module 5, Performance of Lines, of the subject Power System 1. Subject code is PC-EE-502. Now, it is well known that the line constant of the transmission lines are uniformly distributed over the entire length of the line. However, reasonable accuracy can be obtained in the line calculation for short and medium transmission lines by considering these constants as lump. If such an assumption of lumped constants is applied to long transmission lines having length having length excess of about 150 km, it is found that serious errors are introduced in the performance calculations. Therefore, in order to obtain fair degree of accuracy in the performance calculation of long lines, the line constants are considered as uniformly distributed throughout the length of the line. Now, rigorous mathematical treatment is required for solution of such lines. Now, this figure shows the equivalent circuit of a three-phase long transmission lines on a phase neutral basis. The whole length of the line is divided into n section having line constant 1 by nth of those for the whole line. S is the sending end voltage, VR is the receiving end voltage, B by N is the leakage susceptance and G by N is the leakage conductance. Now these are the important points. The line constants are uniformly distributed over the entire length of the line as is actual the case. Second, the resistance and inductive reactance are the series elements. The leakage susceptance and leakage conductance are the shunt elements. The leakage conductance takes into account the energy losses occurring through the leakage over the insulators or due to corona effect between conductors. Admittance is equal to root over G square plus B square. Next, the leakage current through the shunt admittance is maximum at the sending end and sending end of the line and decreases continuously as the receiving end of the circuit is approached, at which its value is 0. Next figure shows one phase and neutral connection of a three-phase line with impedance and shunt admittance of the line uniformly distributed. Now consider a small element dx in the line of the length dx is situated at at a distance x from the receiving end. Z is the series impedance of the line per unit length, y is the shunt admittance of the line per unit length, V is the voltage at the end of the element towards receiving end, V plus dV voltage at the end of element towards sending end, I plus dI current entering the element dx and I is the current leaving the element dx. Now for small element dx, Z dx is the total series impedance and Y into dx is the total shunt admittance. Obviously the voltage drop dV is equal to I into total series impedance, that is Z dx. Next, from this expression dV by dx is equals to Iz. Now the current entering the element is I plus di, whereas the current leaving the element is I. The difference in the current flows through shunt admittance of the element, that is di, current through the shunt element, that is Vy dx. The voltage, the current is equals to V into Y dx. The current through this shunt admittance is voltage into Y dx and the current entering the element I plus di and current leaving the element is I. So the difference between entering and leaving current is flowing through admittance. So we can write di is equals to Vy into dx, because Vy dx is the current through shunt admittance and di is the also current through shunt admittance. So from this di by dx equals to V into y. Now differentiating this equation with respect to x, we get d square v by dx square equals to z di by dx. Now in place of di dx we put v into y. So d square v by dx square equals to yz into v. The solution of this differential equation is v equals to k1 cos hyperbolic x root over yz plus k2 sin hyperbolic x root over yz. Now differentiating this equation with respect to s, that is dv by dx is equals to k1 root over yz, derivation of cos hyperbolic is sin hyperbolic and derivation of sin hyperbolic is cos hyperbolic, and root over dv by ds is equal to k1 root over yz sin hyperbolic x root over yz plus k2 into root over yz cos hyperbolic x root over yz. Now dv by dx equals to iz. So we put here iz, and from here I is equals to root over y by z, because root over z by z equals to 1 by root over z. So this is equals to root over y by z into k1 sin hyperbolic x root over yz plus k2 cos hyperbolic x root over yz. Now from equation 4 and equation 5, the expression for v and I in the form of unknown constant k1 and k2. Now the values of k1 and k2 can be found by applying end condition as under. Now where at x equals to 0, v is equal to vr and I equals to ir. Now at x equals to 0, vr is equals to v and ir is equals to I. So we put VR, so we put VR where x is 0, put VR k1 cos hyperbolic 0 plus k2 sin hyperbolic 0. Cos hyperbolic 0 is equals to 1, so VR equals to k1, and as sin hyperbolic is equals to 0, so this expression is k1 plus 0, so VR equals to k1. Now putting x equals to 0, v becomes vr and I becomes ir, and the so ir equals to root over y by z, k1 sin hyperbolic 0 plus k2 cos hyperbolic 0, that is equals to root over yz into k2. Now from this expression k2 is equal to root over z by y into ir. Now put the value of k1, that is vr, and k2, that is root over z by y ir in equation 4 and in equation 5. So this v becomes vr, k1, the value of k1 is vr. So here vr cos hyperbolic root over x into root over y by z plus value of k2 is root over z by y into ir, value of k2 is root over z by y into ir. So we put the value of k2 and rest is sin hyperbolic x root over y by z. Similarly, the value of I is equals to root over y by z vr sin hyperbolic x root over yz plus k2 is root over z by y ir cos hyperbolic x root over y by z. Now the sending end voltage and sending end current are obtained by put x equals to L becomes Vs and I becomes Is, and put the value of K1 and K2 and put the value of x equals to L. Now L root over L. So we get the expression of Vs and Is. Now this term L root over y by z, can write this root over L into y into L into z. So Ly is equal to total admittance, that is capital Y, and L into Z is the total impedance, that is capital Z. And root over y by z written as root over yl by zl, and this is equals to capital Y, this is equals to capital Z. Now therefore this expression is equals to Vr cos hyperbolic root over capital Yz into IR root over capital ZY into sine hyperbolic root over capital YZ. Similarly, Is equals to Vr root over capital Y by Z sine hyperbolic root over capital Y by Z plus IR cos hyperbolic root over capital Y into Z. Now it is helpful to expand hyperbolic sine and cosine in terms of their series. That is cos hyperbolic root over yz can be written as 1 plus zy by 2 plus z square y square by 24 plus so on, and sine hyperbolic root over yz equals to root over yz plus yz to the power 3 by 2 by 6 plus so on. Next, a three-phase transmission line 200 km has the following constants: resistance per phase per kilometer 0.16 ohm, reactance per phase per kilometer 0.25 ohm, shunt admittance per phase per kilometer 1.5 ohm into 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 6 Siemens. Calculate by rigorous method the sending end voltage and current when the line is delivering a load of 20 megawatt at 0.8 power factor lagging. The receiving end voltage is kept constant at 110 kV. Now total resistance can be obtained by resistance per kilometer into total length of the line, that is 0.16 into 200 equals to 32 ohm. Similarly, XL is equal to 0.25 into total length 200 equal to 50 ohm. Susceptance shunt admittance J 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 200, that is equal to 0.0003 angle 90 degree, and to series impedance Z. So series impedance Z equals to R plus XL, so 32 plus J 50, that is equals to 59.4 angle 58 degree. Now the formula for sending end voltage is equal to Vr cos hyperbolic root over y by z y into z plus IR root over z by y sine hyperbolic root over z into y. Now root over z into y is equals to multiply the value of z and y, and we get root over zy is equal to 0.133 angle 74 degree. Zy equals to 0.0178 angle 148 degree, and z square y square equals to 0.00032 angle 296 degree. Now from the value of z and y we also get the value of root over z by y and root over y by z. The value of root over z by y is 445 angle minus 16 degree, root over y by z is equal to 0.00224 angle 16 degree. Now cos hyperbolic root over y by z is equals to 1 plus zy plus 2 plus z square y square plus 24, and we neglect the higher order term, and by put the value of zy, z square and y square, we get cos hyperbolic root over y into z equals to 0.992 plus j 0.00469. Convert it into polar form, we get the magnitude 0.992 angle 0.26 degree. Similarly, from the formula of sine hyperbolic root over y by z, we get the value of sine hyperbolic root over y by z by putting y and z, putting the value of y by and z, which is equals to 0.0362 plus j 0.1275. Now convert this rectangular into polar from 0.1325, angle 74 degrees 6 minutes. Receiving end voltage is given 110 kV and convert it to volt and divided by root 3. So we can get the phase voltage. Now receiving end line voltage is given 110 kV. So first we convert it into volt and divided by root 3. So we get the receiving end voltage per phase, that is equal to 63508 volt. And receiving end current is equals to power by root 3 VR cos phi r, and convert the power into watt and kilovolt into volt. We get the final value of receiving end current, which is equal to 131 ampere. Now putting the values in expression 1, VR cos hyperbolic root over y into z, IR root over z by y, and the value of sine hyperbolic root over z y, we get this expression. Now on solving it, the value of Vs is 67,018 plus j 6,840, which is equals to 67,366 angle 5 degree 50 minute volt. Now this is the phase voltage. Convert it to line voltage, we have to multiply this magnitude with root 3. So final sending end line to line voltage is 116.67 kilovolt. Similarly, write down the expression of current Is and put the value of VR root over y by z sine hyperbolic root over yz, IR cos hyperbolic root yz. We get this expression. On solving it, we get the value of Is in rectangular form is 129.83 plus j 19.42, which is equals to 131.1 angle of 8. Now this convert into polar form, and the magnitude of the sending end current is 131.1, angle is 80 degree ampere. So sending end current is 131.1 ampere.
This topic is included in module 4. I have missed this topic, so in this video I will discuss about skin effect. So let's start.
Next is the skin effect. When a conductor is carrying steady direct current, that means DC current, this current is uniformly distributed over the whole cross section of the conductor. However, an alternating current flowing through the conductor does not distribute uniformly. Rather, it has tendency to concentrate near the surface of the conductor. This is known as skin effect. So what is the definition of skin effect? Skin effect is the tendency of the alternating current to become distributed within a conductor such that current density is larger near the surface of the conductor and decreases with greater depth in the conductor. So the tendency of alternating current to concentrate near the surface of a conductor is known as the skin effect. Now, due to skin effect, the effective area of the cross section of the conductor through which current flows is reduced, and consequently resistance of the conductor is slightly increased when carrying an alternating current. Now why this happens? A solid conductor may be thought to be existing of a large number of strands, each carrying a small part of the current. The inductance of each strand will vary according to its position. Now, thus the strands near the center are surrounded by a greater magnetic flux and hence have larger inductance than that near the surface. The high reactance of the inner strands causes the alternating current to flow near the surface of the conductor. This crowding of the current near the conductor surface is known as skin effect. But in case of direct current, the inductance is 0. Hence, the current is distributed. Hence, the current distributes uniformly over the entire cross section of the conductor. The skin effect depends upon some factors. First, nature of the material, diameter of the wear. The skin effect increases with diameter of the wear. Frequency, skin effect also increases with the increase in frequency. Shape of the wear, skin effect is less for stranded conductor than the solid conductor. Now, it may be noted that skin effect is negligible when the supply frequency is low, less than 50 Hz, and conductor diameter is small, less than 1 centimeter.
That's all from today's class. If you have any problem, please contact with me. My contact details is given on the first slide. Thank you.